As Paddy says, my name's Simon. I'm from Bradford College, which is a 13 to 18 co-educational boarding school, largely, although we have some day pupils, just outside Reading. And I'm aware that, or you should be aware, that I'm clearly coming from a school that starts at 13. But I'm going to try and be as impartial as I possibly can in terms of talking about this particular topic. I think the way I would look at schools in general, really, is in terms of the point of schools is to prepare young people for adult life. And these days, if you're aged 10 or 11 today, you'll probably be allowed to retire when you're 75 or 80 or something like that if you're lucky. And you'll probably end up having to do, or most young people I think will end up doing lots of different jobs. Many of those jobs either haven't been invented yet or will be being done in a completely different way. And so I think it's really important that schools get away from the idea that there's a body of knowledge that you need to pass to young people. And it's much more about developing the type of all-round characteristics that are going to prepare you well for adult life. Now, clearly, in the real world, exam results are very important. It would be irresponsible to say that they're not. But exam results essentially open a door to the future for you, or give you access to an opportunity. But how successful and happy you are when you walk through that door, I think depends on a range of things that's much, much broader than just your exam results. So I think most schools are trying to educate the whole person. And I'll get onto the topic in a minute. But the way I would look, therefore, at the transition from 11 or 13 into your senior school is which of those choices is going to give your child the best chance to flourish when they get to their senior school. Because ultimately, certainly as a senior school head, what I want are young people coming to us who hopefully have a joy of learning and have had a positive experience at their junior school, whatever type of school that is, hopefully are intellectually curious, willing to think for themselves and prepared to take responsibility academically. But also we're looking for pupils who have the character and attitude that they are going to flourish in a senior school environment themselves, but equally as important, that their presence in that school is going to be of positive benefit to the other pupils. So certainly at Bradfield, we're looking at those who are not only going to do well for their own sake, but who are hopefully going to add positive energy to the community. In general, I would say the big benefits of staying at school, prep school or junior school until you're 13, is that you get access to opportunities that perhaps may not be available to you if you left at 11. In particular, you get the opportunity to take advantage of positions of responsibility. You're at the top end of the school. Most schools will have leadership positions available to pupils at the top end. You'll probably have heads of school and a prefect body, but most schools will expect all of their senior years to be leaders and to be taking responsibility for things beyond themselves. And I think that is a very empowering thing for young people, in that it gives them that sense of self-esteem and responsibility, and generally their self-confidence will grow so that when they move to their senior school, they're arguably better placed to cope with those types of demands. Having said that, I'm very aware that it really, often the actual context that you're operating in may be the driving factor. There are some schools that obviously, junior schools that finish at 11. There are others where the senior school may want you to come at 11, or their main intake may be at 11. And indeed, there may be personal family reasons why it's more appropriate to move at 11. But my own sense is that if your child is enjoying school and they're doing well at their prep school or their junior school and they're flourishing there, then I would encourage you to keep them there. And equally, I'm talking from someone who's had experience, although my current school starts at 13, I have worked at other schools that start at 11. And in fact, was talking to a colleague earlier at another school that starts at 11, but has another intake at 13. And I think most senior school heads of schools that have a dual intake would say the same thing. And they would say, if your child is enjoying themselves at prep school or junior school, if they're flourishing there, then let them stay there, take advantage of the opportunities that are available to them. They will, in terms of character and attitude and the type of all-round skills that they're likely to need for success, not just at senior school, but beyond, they probably get a head start in developing those in year 7 and 8. It's that's a kind of big fish in a small pond, or small fish in a big pond. But I think there is a lot in that actually in terms of self-esteem. And certainly we find that the pupils that do best at our school are not necessarily the ones who are the most academically talented or the best at sport or whatever when they arrive. They're the ones who have positive associations with school, positive, that they're prepared to positively engage with all the opportunities that are there for them, and their character and attitude mean that they're going to go on and succeed.